All righty. Here we are with Anomaly of GWS. That is, what is it? Generational Wealth Society, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Beautiful. Thank you for coming here to Node Nation to spend your time with us and kind of talk to our community. And we've invited your community here to hang out, answer some questions, and just really become more acquainted with all that you guys have to offer. So, with that being said, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, about your project, the team. Take it away, man.
All right, cool. We'll start off with the project. Okay, so the project's called Generational Wealth Society. It's a DAO. I would say it's similar to Ohm. We have staking, bonding. Everything's live on the platform. You can go to our website, gws.finance. We're doxed, we're public. What makes us unique is we actually have a business LLC tied to our Gnosis wallet, and we also have a bank account on FTX. And our vision is to use our treasury to diversify into real world assets. So we're not stuck with, in a bear market, farming percentages go down, everything gets stale. We basically want to diversify our treasury and, invest in property or a mining facility or whatever the DAO chooses. So that is our ultimate goal, and that is what we are trying to accomplish. So we're looking for, medium to long-term investors. This isn't a 1 or 2 day project. The way we came up with it is the founder actually was involved in a lot of DAOs. He's been in Hector, Ohm, and he just had this idea these DAOs are not really using their treasuries very well. They have a ton of money sitting there, and they could be creating other passive revenue streams. So he's the one that came up with the idea, and I guess that's how it got started.
Excellent. So, how big is your team overall?
Our team, we have a lead dev, and he's got 4 people under him, and then we just have four other people.
Okay. Well, hey, it's nice. There's a sweet spot for teams, right? If it's too small, it's not good, and if it's too big, sometimes you have too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yep.
So, alrighty, we'll go through these questions here that Bino has written out, and everyone feel free to put your questions in the GWS AMA thread in the AMA questions channel. So, starting off, what investment opportunities do you plan on moving toward? Since you talked about underutilized treasuries of similar DAO protocols, what investments are you guys intending to sort of swing into to make yourselves out from the crowd, so to speak, investment wise?
Well, ultimately, it's going to be up to the holders. We are a DAO. Our community is what guides our investments. What would we like to do? Like I mentioned, we're looking. We think solar farms are a good investment right now. Something to do with mining and real estate. Real estate's a really big. Real estate's a great investment. If you pick it decently, it won't lose money, and there's only a limited amount of it. So, we're just looking at investments that will create passive income for a long time.
That's interesting. So, is your model then more investment focused and less on like inflationary token style? Because you see with the DAO bubble, right? The downfall of things like Hector DAO and Ohm, and we won't even get into Time Wonderland. So, what is your guys' battle plan to mitigate toxic inflation?
Okay, so creating these passive income revenue streams is just phase one of our roadmap. Now, we know that these types of projects, they're not sustainable forever because of inflation. First off, we combat the inflation with a heavy sell tax. we have a big burn on our token to help keep it deflated. But ultimately, in phase two, after our treasury hits, 50 million or something like that, we want to start creating our own blockchain and migrate over to it. And once that happens, we will use our passive income revenue streams to incentivize builders. So that's really our ultimate goal. Phase one is, building up the treasury, getting, multiple revenue streams going, stable farming, real world investments, just diversify the portfolio. So if crypto does go upside for a couple of years, we'd be good. And then the phase two, it would be creating our own blockchain, migrating over, and incentivizing developers to build on it.
Excellent. Well, that gives me some, what's the word I'm looking for? Some hope, right? Because I think a lot of us were in on Ohm and stuff when we got a little burned. So knowing that you guys have a plan to sort of mitigate that and work around it and create, creative problem solve for that issue is really exciting to hear, because I like the idea of DAOs and I like how that model works, and it was really cool, and I still think it is super cool. So seeing that there's people that are still pushing that dream and trying to push that envelope in the right direction is really exciting.
Yeah, thank you.
So you talked a little bit about investment strategies into real estate and solar farms. What's your DeFi investment strategies?
Our DeFi investment strategies would be heavily stable farming. So, we want to do safe investments. We don't want to take any risks on, random coins. Ideally, with the crypto side, it would be stable farming on something like Anchor or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We would shop around for good APYs and take advantage of them.
Excellent. And do you plan to do any cross-chaining, or are you mainly staying on what network are you on, and do you plan to mainly stay on that network?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're on the Ethereum network. And yeah, we will stay on that until our phase two of the roadmap hits. Once phase two hits, we would migrate over to our native chain.
Okay. So let me ask you this: with the advent of other chains like Avalanche and Phantom and Harmony, for example, what made you guys want to stick with the Ethereum network, given the sometimes pesky and infamous gas fees?
Well, all you need to do is look up the volume and TVL, and you will see that Ethereum has 10 times more people involved on it than the next lowest blockchain. So, mainly it was because that's where the majority of everything is.
So it's safe to say that you're shooting for accessible market share, right? There's just more cash and more people to go around, which is an issue that we see in, I don't know how familiar you are, with the node space, right? With the advent of all these new nodes, you see these new nodes popping up that don't get the volume as the nodes that were first movers in the space, like Thor, Empower, and of course Strongblock.
I follow nodes very closely. I'm invested in Strong, so yeah, okay. I follow nodes closely.
Gotcha. So it makes sense then that you would want to migrate towards the highest market share ecosystem. So that makes a lot of sense, especially for something that is high volume focused like a DAO. So
yes, exactly.
Makes a lot of sense. So other than like solar farms and real estate, are there other types of maybe a little less passive real world assets that you're pushing forward on, like maybe owning a business complex or some type of other more hands-on sort of higher yielding real world investment and asset?
Oh yeah, for sure. When I say real estate, I know that's a general term, but owning like an apartment complex is a possibility. Or, honestly, we just have ideas, and eventually when we are able to execute these ideas, we're going to bring these ideas to the community and they're going to decide, where we go with it. But Yeah, definitely. When I say real estate, it might mean land. It might mean an apartment complex or something like that. But yeah, yeah. Real estate was just a broad term, but we're definitely open to moving into something like that.
Gotcha. Well, that's really exciting. Um, $100 million is quite an impressive goal. What's your long-term roadmap like to realize that?
Well, right now we're 1 week launched, and we are meticulously looking for communities with smart investors. A lot of newer tokens that are a low market cap like ours is, we didn't have venture capitalists or anything like that. Um, a lot of them blow through their marketing funds very quickly and without any direction. We are talking to various communities like this one, YouTubers that are like, in our niche, you know, project wise, like this is a particular type of project and we need particular type of investors that like DAOs and believe in them and share our vision.
Gotcha. So slow and steady.
Yeah, you got to spend your marketing money wisely. I mean, we have quite a bit of marketing funds.
Oh yeah.
We could easily make a big splash on Twitter for a week, but then what? I mean,
So what is the current value of the treasury at this moment?
the current value of the treasury, let me pull that up for you. I believe it's 217,000.
It's a pretty big chunk of change. You could do a lot of marketing with that. That is for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We have, I think we have 75K in our marketing wallet on top of this treasury balance.
Oh
So,
wow, that's impressive.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And how
yeah.
old? How when did you guys launch? How old are you guys?
We're 1 week old.
Wow, that's impressive for 1 week. That's really well done. Hats off to you guys. Um,
Thank you.
so you've spoken a lot about real world assets and business ownership and solar farm acquisition. So the underpinning mitigating factor under all of that is, have you guys looked into the legal ramifications involved with having a DAO in the DeFi space, owning and operating multiple businesses?
We actually we don't have a lawyer on our team, but he's involved in a organization called the DeFi Angels, and he is very legally savvy with venture capital stuff and um, matters like that. So he advises us on SEC, related things, and he keeps us on a straight track so that we wouldn't get in any legal trouble.
Gotcha. Well, that's good to know that there's a guy there watching over, right? Um,
Yeah, for sure.
so your community is a DAO, obviously, and you said that you don't make any decisions without a vote from the community members. What if the team that is at the head of development and optimization and really pioneering the way for GWS uh, fundamentally disagrees with some of the decisions of the community? Will you ever overrule the community in favor of doing what you guys believe as a team is best?
Oh, that's a tough question. Um, no, I don't believe so because the community is what makes your project ultimately. So if the community wanted us to go into a direction, that's the direction we would most likely go because without them, there wouldn't be a project.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? You don't want to bite the hand that feeds you.
Exactly, exactly.
Perfect. So, if anybody has any more questions, feel free to write them in there or raise a hand up and come on in here. Are you guys offering any giveaways as part of the? I know we didn't discuss that beforehand, but was there any sort of any little fun giveaways you guys had talked about bringing to the AMA or?
Yeah, we'll give away 5 GWS tokens to 3 people.
Perfect. All right, first 3 to either come up and ask a question or ask a question in the AMA's questions. We'll give away to those first 3. And GWS is worth about $15 a piece, so that's about free $45 worth of value. So feel free to put your questions or raise a hand. The first 3 to get in there and ask something for 5 GWS tokens. That's a really nice giveaway. Thanks for coming in and offering that. We really appreciate you guys taking your time to come in here to No Nation and say what's up and share with us a little bit about your project. I really it's cool to see people still trying to make something awesome out of the whole DAO model, because it's really a cool model, just needs some refining, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Of course. Let me just check the general chat. Well, if there's no questions coming in, there's Bino. What's going on, Bino? You got a question?
Yeah, since I can't raise my hand, I can join the stage myself. And yeah, most of those questions you heard were asked by me. I was looking through white paper, the documentation. I think I also saw that you're a cannabis farmer.
That's the founder. He's got a medically licensed cannabis farmer in Maine, and he's public.
Yeah. So I think over here in No Nation we have an affinity for weed related, or I should say cannabis related, crypto projects. So is there any effort or work maybe of incorporating that into GWS at all?
I haven't really thought about that, and we haven't really discussed it, but there definitely could be we could maybe use the real world investments to invest in a cannabis farm. But honestly, we haven't really discussed that because, he's already a farmer.
Yeah.
Well, that's good that right there the option is on the table. All right,
exactly.
So, we'll get you some of those 5, and then teachers will get you one of those set of 5 GWS tokens, and then one more person who asks a question either in the AMA questions tab or raises their hand. Be happy to get you those 5 GWS tokens.
Hey, how's it going, man? My question, especially because you guys are kind of talking about making like real world investments with real estate and kind of a diverse amount of stuff. A lot of that takes a lot of expertise, to find, as you mentioned, like kind of like the right property that would last. And so I was just curious about on your team in terms of backgrounds in kind of either investing or kind of any particular expertise besides the cannabis farming, which is awesome. So I was just curious, what's the team's background in terms of the kind of like real world experience, or if you have anyone that you're like looking to bring on. I mean, I know it will depend on what the DAO wants to do, but I feel like if you had some expertise in a specific area, I feel like it would help guide the DAO into like, hey, we can really bring a lot of value in like say real estate investing or something, because we have a lot of expertise on the team. So that's my main question.
Cool. Yeah. So we actually have someone he's not on the team, but he's close to the team. He's one of our team members' brother. He's a realtor. So we do have real estate investment, not on the team, but accessible. And honestly, we any venture that we undertake, we'll probably hire a specialist to guide us or give us direction regardless, just because it's not ultimately our money, it's the DAO's money. And relying on just one person with many other people's money is not something that we want to do. We want to get documented expert opinion and whatnot. So yeah, anything that we end up investing in, we'll definitely seek expertise and have it documented for the DAO and all of its users.
Oh, yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Yeah, I think that's all I had. I mean, one thing I would say related to that, I mean, I think from a marketing perspective, having like not exactly an opinion, but almost like a niche or something, I think could help a lot of ways in kind of attracting people because it kind of more clearly forms like in people's ideas like, okay, what is this, investment vehicle or what is this diversification? And, I think talking about things like, wind farms or investments that require like a pretty large amount of capital to really get into feels like a really attractive, situation. Because I think for a lot of people, real estate investing is kind of at least on the edge of what's possible for them. And so those kind of more exotic or like, larger capital plays, I think could be real attractive, at least to me, at least. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents, but that's it for me.
Cool, thank you. That was great feedback.
That was a really solid question. Any other questions of people that want to come up? Nothing in the AMA questions, so sitting around about 20 minutes, so we might start to call it here. Thank you again, to the Node Nation community, first and foremost, for coming out here and listening. Anyone from your community, we appreciate their time here in Node Nation, and we invite you to stay and check out our packages of what we offer here under the new membership NFT right above the general channel. And any last remarks, Anomaly, about your project before we call it an evening?
No, I just I hope you guys enjoyed the AMA. We are 1 week old. We have a big vision. We have big dreams, and I just hope you check us out. We have this really slick website. It was very expensive, and I don't know. Hope to see you guys in the Discord or in the Telegram, and yeah, just check us out and see what's up.
Alrighty, thank you so much. I'm Mascot, and I appreciate everybody here at Node Nation and at the GWS team for taking the time to ask some great questions and learn about GWS together.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a wonderful evening.
You too.